Please give a huge round of applause. Hello everyone. Welcome to the event. The one time can change your life. This is Suchandra and I'll be your MC for this event. This is your last one for today, so relax, listen and have fun. How are you doing? I couldn't hear anyone. It's a huge hall. Louder? How are you all doing? Since quite a few of you are not responding yet, let's have just a bit of an energizer for you guys. Can I have Ms. Padmini on stage, please? Yeah, she's just figuring out some music for you guys.
PPT and everything.
Padmini, can I please have you on stage to increase a bit of their dopamine levels? Can I have a round of applause, please?
Standalone mic. This mic. This mic. Because I want to show them the sound. Good afternoon, everyone. I feel so pathetic that you have to sit continuously, right? Back-to-back sessions. Okay, how many of you ready to dance now? Come on, you all are, how old are you guys? 17 years, and you behave like a 40-year-old. Doesn't want to move from your place. How many of you like dancing? Yes? What happens when you dance or when you do movement like that? Yes. Yes. You all are medical students, right? No? No? Okay, for what you have enrolled here then? Microbiologist. Okay, you've studied BiPC only, right? Yes. For me, BiPC is medical, MPC is engineering. That's all. Okay? Okay. So you know a bit about science, right? So any kind of movement will make your brain active. So I want your brains to be active now. So what shall we have? Movement. Right? So I'll just teach you simple steps and we'll do it with the music. Okay? Can we have a big hey or shout? Yes. Yes. So we all know how to act like playing a guitar. Okay? We don't know how to play a guitar, but we can act, right? So just 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do it in your places itself, but you have to stand for that. Okay? You can't sit and do. Okay, got the step? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the second step. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Got? 3 steps? 3 steps? I want the non-dancers to dance and feel how the movement will give them that adrenaline rush. That's a challenge for you. I can challenge. Okay? People who are non-dancers, I want them to dance. Got the 2 steps, guys? Yes? After that, just follow me. Okay? I'm not going to teach all the steps. It will take a lot of time. Stand up, stand up. Who is sitting and dancing? Oh my God. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. Up. Up. You 40-year-olds up. Come on. Come on, you there. Very good. This side. Come on. You can lift your legs, right? Come on. One more. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Padmini, for that. Those who have danced, you're good to go, not out of the session, but you're okay to sit and listen. While the others who didn't dance this side, we're going to pick you to ask questions. Okay? Thank you, Padmini. Introducing the panelists with a background of engineering from GITAM, Master in Administration, Business Analytics from Warwick, UK, and a second Master of Business Administration, Dev Aryan has been in business since 2012. Apart from various businesses into sectors like communication, security tech, and hospitality, his main interest and passion lies in teaching. He has currently trained over more than 80,000 students, spanned over 20 years. I would like to invite Mr. Dev Aryan on the dais as the moderator for the event. Can I have a huge round of applause, please? Thank you, Dev. This is to let you all know that our Commissioner of Police, Visakhapatnam, Mr. Bagchi, sir, has graced us for this event. Can I have a huge round of applause for him? Thank you. Our first panelist for this event, is the Associate Professor of GITAM Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. She is a consultant psychiatrist with more than 10 years of experience in government and private sectors, specializing in stress-related disorders, women's mental health, gender and sexuality, and adolescent psychiatry. Experienced educator of medical, nursing, and pharmacy student at undergraduate and postgraduate levels. She is the founder of Expressions and Conversations at GIMSA, a peer-led mental health support platform. She has presented at national and international conferences, contributed to educational media, and author of research articles and book chapters. Her dedication to public health care is reflected through her work at Government General Hospital. She is the Deputy Director Marketing at GIMSA. It is a great honor to welcome Dr. Nivedita Vasireddy onto the dais. Thank you, Dr. Nivedita. Our next panelist is from the legal side. She's an advocate with a background in technology and law. An alumna of GITAM University, she began her career in tech industry in India and the US before transitioning into legal practice. She specializes in civil, corporate, and regulatory law while actively volunteering in legal awareness and community welfare. She is immensely passionate about creating accessible legal solutions and empowering youth through informed dialogue. With great privilege, would like to invite Ms. Indira Pusapati onto the dais. Thank you, Ms. Indira. Our next panelist, as you've already seen, is a fitness freak and an athlete. She is a fitness mentor, athlete, and an entrepreneur who left her 6-year IT career to follow a passion for wellness. She is the founder of Power Plus Ride, Andhra Pradesh's first indoor cycling and strength training studio. She promotes fitness as a sustainable lifestyle, focusing on discipline, mental well-being, and empowerment, transforming how people approach health in today's fast-paced world. Can I please have Ms. Padmini Raju on the dais, please? Thank you for the loudest cheer for her. Thank you, Padmini. Next, we have a very special guest in the house for this panel discussion. A 1996 batch IPS officer, he holds MBBS with triple gold medals and an MD in general science. In 1998, he was awarded the Prime Minister's Baton and Home Minister's Revolver as India's best IPS probationer. As Visakhapatnam's Police Commissioner, Sir has prioritized eradicating drug trafficking with a strict zero-tolerance policy. He actively champions campaigns like Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, urging youth to reject drugs and highlighting addiction's societal harm. With profound privilege, would like to invite Mr. Shankharbrata Bagchi, sir, IPS Commissioner of Police, to join the panel. Can I have a standing ovation, please? Requesting everyone to take this. Thank you to all the esteemed panelists for joining us today. Would now like to invite Mr. Bagchi, sir, to say a few words.
Yeah, this one. It will be full screen. Is it been seen? Well, okay. So good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to come here and interact with all of you. The topic is very relevant. Not only drugs, it's also touching tobacco and alcohol. Before I start the PPT, I will share my own experience. I have done my medicine graduation. I joined MD General Medicine. I have done my MBA from Indian School of Business. I have done my LLB. And I have also been into IPS for the last almost 30 years. Wherever I have gone, my friends, when I joined the medical college, I found my friends smoking and drinking alcohol and doing drugs, few of them, not everyone. And they tried to motivate me. The same happened when I joined ISB, I joined my law degree, when I joined IPS. A lot of my friends, they either drink or smoke or do drugs in private. And they all said it's a way of enjoying life. It's one life, let us enjoy, let us do drugs, let us smoke, let us drink. And I said no to everyone. Till date, I do not touch any of these three things. And there is something that happened in my childhood that molded me in this manner. And looking back, I think I had made the right choice. Unlike many of my doctor colleagues and my IPS colleagues and MBA colleagues who maybe not doing drugs, but definitely they drink and smoke. I have better health than all of them. I am happier. And most importantly, two men in my family, my father and my brother, both are chain smokers. At least they used to be. My father, he was a chain smoker. When I turned 16, I said, Papa, from tomorrow I am going to start smoking. He said, why? I said, you are my role model. Next day onwards, my father quit. He quit smoking from the next day. But he quit smoking so many years ago. In the year 2012, he was diagnosed with cancer larynx because of smoking that he had given up so many years ago. It shows how dangerous smoking is. And my brother, he's 2.5 years younger than me, but 10 years ago he had heart attack because he has been a chain smoker. So I have seen with my own eyes how smoking impacts lives and impacts your health. Same with drinking. In my family, my father hails from a joint family. My grandfather, they had 6 sons and 5 daughters. No, I used to sleep with my grandmother every night, and I used to wake up in the midnight. A lot of commotion going on in the house. So what's happening? My grandmother used to tell, "Chup ho ja, so ja," but I could not sleep. Out of the 6 brothers, that my father was the second brother, the third brother was the most handsome, the most educated, and used to do the best job. He purchased the first car in my family, the first TV. But he was a drunkard. So every night he used to come home in a drunken condition and used to beat up his wife. Now today, the rest of the 5 brothers, including my father, they are hale and hearty. But that particular brother, his liver has failed. He is suffering from chronic liver failure. And he is in the last stages of his life. He is unable to recognize anyone. Because if you are from science background, you will be knowing alcohol affects every body part, every system. Most importantly, the nervous system and the liver. Therefore, a very apt topic, tobacco, alcohol and drugs. They are all very dangerous and it is best that we avoid them. But right now, I will focus on drug abuse. I have been given 15 minutes time, so I have already finished perhaps 2-3 minutes. I will try to rush through. Basically to give you a gist, how dangerous drugs are for all of us. So, addiction doesn't happen immediately. First, your friends will suggest, life is short, time is fleeting, let us enjoy. Let us do it only once. First time it is abuse, next it becomes addiction. That's why it is so important to avoid the abuse altogether. Let us not do it even for the first time. That is my request to all of you. If you look at the statistics, estimated number of users, alcohol, it is 15 crores. Cannabis, that is ganja, almost 3 crores. Then comes opioids, 2 crores, sedatives, 1 crore, inhalants, 51 lakhs, cocaine, around 10 lakhs, amphetamine type stimulants, it's 15 lakhs, and hallucinogens, 11 lakhs. It's only an estimate, but it shows that no state or no union territory of the country is immune from alcohol abuse, alcohol addiction, and drug abuse and drug addiction. So, bad effects we have already discussed. So, for example, in ganja, we have a chemical called tetrahydrocannabinol. Initially, it gives us a feeling of happiness. That is the issue with all drugs. Initially, it gives us a feeling of happiness. But later on, what happens, we'll see very shortly. First of all, effects of drug on the respiratory system. The system is depressed, the tract gets inflamed, bronchitis, respiratory failure, and even lung cancer can happen. On the reproductive system, just as alcohol affects the reproductive system, drugs also affect the reproductive system, causing decreased fertility, ovarian diseases, miscarriage, abnormal embryos, reproductive system failure, hormonal imbalance, and other reproductive diseases. Nervous system, both sympathetic and parasympathetic. So, during the normal circumstances, parasympathetic system becomes functional. Right now, I am talking, you are listening, and our parasympathetic systems are functioning. In situations of flight or fright, let us imagine in the prehistoric ages, when people used to see animals, dangerous animals coming to devour them. So they had two options, either fight with whatever tools or implements or weapons they had in their hands, or flee away, run away. In both these circumstances, sympathetic system starts functioning. They will pump more blood in our muscles, makes our eyes, the pupils dilated so that more light can come into our eyes so that we can see better and fight better or run away in a better manner. So both these systems, they are adversely impacted by drugs. Neuronal damage, nerve cell death, damage to nerve signals, brain damage, and sleep problems. Psychological effects, stress, fear, anxiety, mental illness, despair. Employment, you may be a student, you may be working somewhere. What it causes? The productivity decreases, decision making is impaired, When you are driving, you will not be able to drive properly, resulting in accidents. You are in an industrial environment, you face accidents because you don't follow the precautions, because the drugs will impair your mental ability. As a result, you end up losing jobs. You are the first ranker in the class. You start failing in all subjects. So performance is impaired, and then the impact on social relationship, very dangerous. So studies and jobs, we have already, and you start getting absent from your class or from your job. You lose enthusiasm in life. It impairs your mental abilities, memory, attention, thinking power, information processing ability. It becomes difficult to study, write tests, or do projects. Social impact. See, all relationships are damaged. Your social status is destroyed. You become more and more distant from your family, friends, and society. And then comes crime and violence. Because once you become an addict, you need the drugs every day, otherwise you cannot survive. There are violent drug withdrawal reactions. Like the body, there is shivering throughout the body, trembling. You start vomiting. There is high fever. And it may even end in coma. Therefore, to get drugs, people start committing crimes like dacoity, theft, mobile snatching, pickpocketing, chain snatching, robberies, burglaries, whatnot. And some people, if they refuse to give away their belongings, they are attacked, resulting in attempt to murder and even murder. Not only that, any person consuming drugs, possessing drugs, it is punishable under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act, NDPS Act. Minimum 10 years imprisonment, 1 lakh fine. Maximum 20 years imprisonment, 2 lakh fine. So this is my number, my personal contact number. I share with everyone who comes to Vizag, because you are freshers, you will be staying in Vizag for some time. Please note this number in case you know anyone who needs help, who is a drug abuser. I can promise you, if someone is abusing drugs, we will send him or her to de-addiction center. We will not arrest that fellow. So, if you know someone who is in need of help, just call me up or send me a WhatsApp message. And then, while you are in Vizag, if you fall in trouble, day or night, 24 hours, you can find out from your teachers. I pick up phone personally. If I am in a meeting right now, I am not answering my calls. As soon as I go out, I will find out the list of missed calls and I will call them up to find out if they are in some problem so that I can help. So you can treat this as your 2 o'clock friend in case you need help. Then there is an institution named Eagle. This is the number given by Eagle, 1972. Any information related to drugs you can share with them or you can share with me. I can promise you I will keep it a secret. No one will know about the informant or the informant's details. So thank you. I think I have crossed my time limit. It's within time.
You finished before time. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your speech. It was quite informative, and why one has to stay away from drugs as well. Thank you. Dave, you can take over.
Yeah, thank you. Right, before we start, I just want to play a small video.
My swagger hopping there with yo, I got places to go. People to see, time is precious. I look at my Cartier out of control. Just like my mind where I'm going, the women, the shorties know nothing but clothes. No stopping at my Pirelli's on. Unlike my jewelry that's always on. I know the storm is coming, my pockets keep telling me it's gonna shower. Call up my homies, it's on and popping the night cause it's meant to be ours. We keep a fadeaway shot cause we ballin' and spittin' up Patron every hour. Look mama, ow, you just like the flowers. Girl, you the truth with all that goodies.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. Was it good? Was it good? Yeah? Okay, tell me one thing. I just want to ask a couple of questions to you first before we start the panel discussion on drug abuse, drug, tobacco, alcohol, and all these things. My first question to you guys is, since how long in the morning have you been listening to speakers talk to you? 9 a.m. And since how many days? 4 days. Okay. Do you remember everything that's been spoken to you? Are you guys tired? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for an honest answer. So that's what happens, because I'll tell you what, I just want to take 2 minutes of your time and tell you what it looks like. 20 years ago, I joined GITAM. Now, I graduated GITAM after 4 years. It's not like I'm still studying here. 2005 was when I joined. It's been 20 years now. So I was also a fresher. I also sat in the audience, and I also had a speaker talking to me, addressing me, saying that, this is what you should be doing in college, you should do better, you should do good, you should study well, you should do this, you should do that. And you know what my first impression was? Chala vinnanle. Chala chusanle. Intlo kuda ide cheptaru. Am I right? It's true, right? That's what you're thinking right now. Yes? It's okay to be honest. It's fine. No one is going to detain you. No one is going to make you study for 6 years in GITAM, nothing of that sort. But it's true, right? That's what happens. That's what happens. And that's exactly how college life goes. You've got the sudden rush of freedom. You really want to enjoy yourself. You really want to be a part of a community. Studying is the last thing that you want to do. Doing good things is the last thing that you want to do. The first year, second year goes off and like that. And trying to find yourself, trying to find your own community, trying to find your friends, trying to form a group. Bike racing for guys. Yeah? How many of you have bikes? No guy has a bike as yet? You can raise your hand if you have it. Fantastic. How many of you race? You're worried to answer in front of the police commissioner? It's okay. It happens, right? Whatever speed that you go in is always racing. Probably racing for you is at 200, but racing is also 100. Don't do that first thing, okay? But anyways, you'll realize that after a couple of falls, maybe you'll realize that you're not supposed to race. But yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens in college life. There's always someone telling you something you don't want to listen to anymore because you already know everything. That's a student mindset. We already know everything. No one is going to listen to anyone. So even now, if I'm trying to tell you about a couple of things, probably you'll be like, I already know this. I don't need to know this. It's already written on a cigarette packet not to smoke. It's written on an alcohol bottle not to drink. You already know the effects. Am I right? But the problem here is the kind of culture that we are actually brought up in. Now, how many of you watch movies? Fantastic. Very good. How many of you watched Arjun Reddy, Kabir Singh, Animal? Inspirational movies. Inspirational movies. All right. So, what happens in these movies? None of you are fighting, hacking, fighting and all that, but under the influence of certain things, certain abuses and everything, right? Yeah, this is what happens. But what's the first thing that comes to us? The thing that unconsciously and subconsciously all of us are being taught is, if you have a problem, you need to have a drink, or you need to smoke, or you need a drug to solve the problem. That's the subconscious lesson that all of us are actually picking up on. But anyways, this happens. Even though I tell you right now, probably you might not understand it, but there are a couple of times. But I just want to tell you one more thing, that what college can offer. I will tell you, first and second year, I was a good student. No, I still was until the final year also. I was always been a good student. So first and second I was good, but without any direction. Zero direction. I was there, I would come to college, I would also drive fast on my bike. I used to have my own bike. I used to have a cruiser bike. So I used to come to college, drive like mad speeds. Then we did not have all the speed breakers and all. Probably they installed it because of us driving that fast and with a lot of accidents and all. So we used to drive fast. We used to come to college. We would be here. It would be fun. Then again, what happened was, I think during second year, one professor sat me down. He said, okay, come here, I want to talk to you. I said, fine. Then I sat with him and I asked him, sir, what is it? Then he said, see, all of you guys have a lot of potential. He sat me down personally and said, you have a lot of potential. You're one of the best students in the class. Why are you roaming around without any kind of direction? Immediately when the professor told me this, I was like, sir, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm here to chill, enjoy in college. After 4 years, I'm going to decide what I want to do. It's okay. 4 years, I really want to have a good time in my life. But he told me one thing. If you're not preparing for what comes after 4 years, in these 4 years, after 4 years happen, there's no clarity as to what you're going to do. Today, I graduated in 2009. I graduated as one of the top students in GITAM. Then I went on to graduate from one of the top 30 business schools in the world. And the first thing I did was I called up my professor. When I graduated and when I got my admission into one of the top 30 business schools in the world, I called him up. I said, "Sir, thank you so much. College offers you the direction. Take it. Have fun. Limit it, but also take the direction that college offers you." That's the only thing that I'm here to tell you about. Because I know for sure how students are. I know how I was in college. So it's all that. But before that, I also want to ask a couple of questions. Okay, first of all, when you talk to your parents, do they ask you these questions? Em chesaru? Enninti padukunnaru? All these questions come up? Yeah? They do, right? For most of us. And what time do you sleep? What time do you spend studying? Right? But again, I want to rephrase the questions a little. What are the realistic questions I want to ask is, tell me something. What is it that you want to do in a day? Okay, not listen to these sessions. I can understand. Anything more than that? Sleep. Fantastic. What a goal in life. Sleep. Okay, how long do you want to sleep? 10 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours. After that, next what? Next what? Meditation. Okay, maybe an hour or two. And then? Break. Tired of meditating and sleeping. Break. Very nice. Fantastic. So, research. You want to research. Research on topics that interest you. This is what happens in college. Okay. Now, what time do you want to get up? Who wants to get up at 5 a.m.? What do you do at 5 a.m.? 4:30. 5. Okay. What time does college start? 8? 8 a.m. college starts. So what time do you want to wake up? 7:55. 6 o'clock. Okay, there are a couple of you guys who wants to wake up at 4:30, 5 and 6 o'clock. Anyone who wants to wake up at 9? Fantastic. The entire audience wants to wake up at 9. Dean sir, see, this is the problem that we have. Okay, now next question. What time do you want to sleep? What time do you want to sleep? 8:30. 9 p.m., 8:30 p.m., 2 o'clock and 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Very nice. Fantastic. Excellent. You guys are geniuses. What time do you want to spend studying in a day? 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 1 hour per day. Per day. Per day 1 hour or 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes? No time at all. You don't want to study in college. Very nice. That's a great ambition to have. Oh, you just want to listen to class, no homework, nothing, don't go back and study, and then go back to your hostel room and sleep. Huh? Just before exams, right? No. Oh, every day. Oh, very nice. Every day. See, it's very interesting that, there's only girls who will say that, they want to study every day. Guys, how long do you want to study in a day? 4 hours. Yes. He's giving me all the answers I want to listen to. Okay, what do you want to eat and drink in a day? Don't tell me beer and biryani, please. Home food. You're a day scholar? Oh yeah, okay. Then you have the rub. Huh? Okay. What kind of food that you want to eat? Junk food. Mexican. I'm not catering that food right now. So please don't give me those options of Mexican, Spanish or whatever. Now this is the problem. When we talk about this, when we talk about all of us, not you guys, not me, I'm not including your generation. So when we talk about something else, instant culture. We are all basically Instagram philosophers. How many of you are on Instagram? Very good. Amazing. Fantastic. All of you are on Instagram. We are all Instagram philosophers, Wikipedia scholars. We take all our knowledge from Wikipedia. Google, ChatGPT, Grok students. Even when you're studying, that is what you want to actually look up to, not books. We're all online shoppers, credit card, debit card spenders, social media addicts. Am I right? No? How much time do you spend on social media? 6 hours. Very good. 2 hours. 1 hour. 1 hour. 1 hour, 2 hours. 3.5. Who is this 3.5 hours? What is this half an hour extra doing in between? So specific. Thank you. Okay. So this is what happens. We are basically an entire generation built on virtual media. Nothing is real anymore. No going out, no books, no feeling of the books, nothing. Even on social media. Even for a friend who's sitting in the next room, we want to chat with them. We don't want to go and talk to them and say hi. Am I right? Okay. So this is pretty much the audience I'm catering to right now, and I hope the panel as well. I hope I've introduced the panel also to the audience right now. The audience to the panel also. So from here, I'm just going to take it a little more forward. We're going to have a small discussion in a certain way where we always say, we often hear just once won't hurt. Let's hear from the people or the panel today as to how much that can change your life. So, thank you. First of all, I'm just going to, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you, Sufagam. Thank you, doctor. And thank you, fitness enthusiasts. And thank you, legal advocate, for being here with us. It's fantastic to have you guys. Now, first of all, I would like to ask a couple of questions and get your opinions on basically how this drug culture basically works. I don't like to open my first question to the audience, but does the audience want to ask any question? Except for what time does this end? Okay, good. I'm going to ask the first question. What leads, this question probably is to the psychiatrist that we have on board, Dr. Nivedita ma'am. What leads young adults to substance abuse and how does it start? Can you just elaborate or give us a gist in like 2 minutes?
Yeah. So substance abuse is not like a straight line where you say it starts here and ends here. It is multiple factors that have a very complex interplay. It starts with the genetics that you are born with, and then the environment that you grow up with, the personality that you end up developing, and then the habits that you pick along the way, and eventually leads to substance abuse. And that is a very slippery slope to be on, because from there to addiction is anybody's guess how that happens and how long that will take. But for young adults, I will say there are a couple of factors that are extremely important to keep in mind that lead to substance abuse, especially for you when you start off in college. Like Bagchi sir was saying, peer pressure is the first factor, the most important factor. You have seniors, classmates, colleagues, friends who'll say, oh, it's just one time, it's just one puff, it's just one party, it's just one drink, why don't you start? It's all about having fun. And for y'all who are there, it feels like, oh, if I don't give in, if I don't participate, I might not form friends. I might not be a part of the circle. That fear of missing out, FOMO, is so real. Fear of isolation is so real. You just want to find your tribe within the college, within your environment, that you end up saying yes, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether it's a part of your ethos that you come from, and that's when it leads you to substance abuse. So peer pressure is the biggest factor at your age and in the environment that you are. The second most important factor is exposure. We've not had the kind of exposure that we have now with the advent of social media and this digital age. So there is a lot of, from celebrities, influencers to normal common people who are, there is content out there of them using drugs, abusing drugs, whether it's harmful, even illegal things, and kind of showing it as if it is the norm. It's something that is accepted as if it's normal. So that's very misleading to young adults who are observing these things out there in social media, and it just feels like everybody is doing it, so why not me? So that exposure and availability is another very important factor that leads to substance abuse. Third, I would say, is stress. It could be any kind of stress, whether it's just academic stress, whether it's relationship issues,
whether it's adapting to a new lifestyle, which is coming to college, having more responsibility, having more accountability to your everyday. Any of these lead to stress, and when you don't know how to handle that stress, you resort to something like substances, whether it's alcohol, whether it's smoking, and that's again somewhere you're going that's very dangerous to get to. The last and most important thing I would add is the desire to be yourself and show yourself. Not a lot of people can talk their mind out, can pass out their opinions and speak about them freely. So the notion that if I have a drink, I can speak my mind out, I can express myself better, and I will be more courageous. That also leads a lot of, especially anxious personalities and all, towards substance abuse. So these, I say, are the most common factors. It all starts with one fun, one party, one puff, one celebration. Rarely ever stops there.
Thank you. That was pretty much detailed. Yes. So you know why it starts, or you know how it starts. At this point, let's assume, okay, not you guys, me, let's assume that I have started it. And now I want to come to Ms. Indira. Ma'am, with your legal expertise, I just want to ask a small question. You know, college is between, the average age is about 17 to 21, right? And can you explain juvenile and adult legal consequences for students who are caught with drugs or, yeah, pretty much that, yeah?
Sure. So I think most of you said you're 17, right? Anyone above 18? Okay, so we have adults as well. So if you're 18 or below in India, you come under the purview of Juvenile Justice Act. Anyone heard the term juvenile before? Yes, so you know that. So according to that act, if you're caught with any banned substance, you are first and foremost, the act focuses on rehabilitation. So there are different kinds of de-addiction programs, like Sir mentioned as well. So I think the courts take that into account, and say you're like used a substance for the first time, I think you'll have that option. However, if you're a repeat offender, there are cases where you're given like probation, or something like you have to do community service or things like that. But say you're 18 or over, which some of you are, you fall under the purview of NDPS Act. NDPS is one of the strictest laws of India with highest conviction rates. The most important thing to notice in that act is, in general, we say for any criminal offense, you're innocent until proven guilty. So the onus of proving that you're guilty lies on the prosecution or state. However, in the NDPS Act, it is reversed. So you yourself have to prove that you're innocent. The court presumes that you're guilty. So the court, in its mind, the first time they see you, they'll think that you're guilty. It is up to you to prove that you're innocent, which makes the entire trial process very difficult. So that is one of the major reasons why there's a lot of conviction in NDPS cases. So sitting here, I would say that the legal process after, say if you're caught with substance, it is very difficult, time consuming, takes a lot of effort, money, and a lot of your time, which makes you miss a lot of opportunities. You'll miss classes, you'll miss any of the placements, or later you'll have issues with job applications, visas, things like that. So I would say that being responsible makes, and aware of the legal side of things will, help you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, thank you so much. So, what she's trying to tell you is don't indulge. She's not trying to tell you don't get caught. They're two very different things. So please don't indulge. That's the best thing that you could do. At this point, now I would like to get CP sir, your opinion on a small question I have. Being an IPS officer, can you elaborate on how the police deal with students whom you catch them who are high on alcohol or drugs, and such as drunk driving or probably drug possession? How would you deal with them if you've caught someone like that?
Below 18 and above 18, the criteria are different. Below 18, as ma'am just said, we can't remand them. So they are produced before the Juvenile Justice Board under the Juvenile Justice Act. But every city, and not only cities, everywhere, The police is very strict about drunken driving, about open drinking, about consumption of drugs, about possession of drugs, about being involved in a drug racket. So as ma'am has rightly pointed out, NDPS Act is very stringent in its provisions. Getting bail is very difficult. And once someone has a stamp on his or her back that here is someone who has been accused of an offense under NDPS Act or who has been convicted under any provision of the NDPS Act, the society also turns its back. Therefore, as our moderator has rightly told, it is not about not getting caught. It is about avoiding this substance altogether. If you can't avoid, then getting caught is only a matter of time. Because earlier, we used to keep surveillance using men and women working in the police department. Now we have drones, that is eye in the sky. So even if you are abusing drugs or openly drinking alcohol in a remote corner of the city, the drone will catch you. We have a drone that can observe 5 kilometers away from the location of the drone. So you will not be able to see the drone, but the drone can see you. Therefore, if you are going to take law into your hands, be certain that you will get caught. Therefore, it's best to avoid getting involved in drugs and never drink alcohol in the open. Never drive if you are in a drunken condition. These are the three precautions that you must take as long as you are in Vizag city. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we were talking about AI and robotics. So this is how it's being used. In the previous session, we were talking about it. So please ensure that you don't really get into any kind of trouble. Now, at this point, we've already been talking about drugs consumption, and in terms of a lot of consequences. But here, I'd just like to deviate a little to Mrs. Padmini, ma'am. You're a fitness enthusiast with the High Rocks. So now, very recently, you won that. Congratulations on that in Delhi. That's fantastic. And clearly, you're a crowd favorite already with the energizing session that you've done. Yes. So I would like to take your opinion right now on we have been, how does drugs, how can you subside the desire to take drugs with fitness?
Okay. Before that, I want to say just a statement. And again, at the end also, I'll say the statement. If you come to me, you need not see these people. Did you get my point? If you choose say I'm one path. If you choose me, then you need not face all these people.
Yeah.
Now, yes. So, how many of you seen this movie called Savitri, which Samantha has played?
Savitri movie.
Sorry. Kirti Suresh.
Kirti Suresh, yeah.
Samantha inside, yeah. I'm Shemin Chandy, please. Yeah. So you all have seen that movie, right? And you know the ending and all, why she has, chosen. She was very good at acting. Her career was on peak. But because of some stress, some disturbances, which path did she choose? Alcohol, right? That's one story. And you all know Samantha, right? Very famous. Even she had the same disturbance. Some kind of, we're not talking about the reason, but disturbance is disturbance to anyone, right? Stress is stress to anyone, whether it might be any reason. And which path did she choose? She was into meditation, right? She was into spiritual. She chose fitness. So, at this age, you're 17, now it's time to take control of your life. Till now, your parents are guiding you. Your parents might not know this as well. You're the younger generation. You have to teach your parents. So it's time to take control of your life. This is the right age. And you're very blessed to have, conversations like this. Earlier, as our age, we don't have these kind of, awareness sessions. So the path that you choose is very important. So before you choose that path, if I feel stressed or something, like stress is anything, even my kid, 5-year-old daughter is also having stress. Okay? So when you choose the, like when you have stress or something, anxiety, some pressure, exam pressure, whatever it is, for the very first time you face that, right? As Sir said, or Dave said, we have 2 brains. Does any one of you know? What are those 2? Don't give me the medical terms. I simply tell conscious mind, subconscious mind. Right? Conscious mind, you are in conscious, you know what you are doing. Subconscious mind, you don't have control. You don't know what it is throwing to your conscious mind. The minute you face stress, what input you're giving to your mind is very important. Okay, I felt stress. I saw this movie where he's drinking. So let me go and have a drink. If you feed that to your subconscious mind, whenever you feel stress, you feel like drinking only. That subconscious mind doesn't have any control. It's like a computer. You feed, when the situation comes, it will give you that only to the brain. But if I feed in a different way, okay, if I feel stressed, let me go and meditate. Let me do some fitness. Let me go for a walk in a nature. Or let me listen to your music. Whatever it is. If you feed right from the first time you feel like having something, stress, anxiety, peer pressure, whatever it is. If you feed your subconscious mind in the right way, going forward, definitely, I am 35, I still have stress. You're 40, you will have stress. You're 45, you will have stress. 80-year-old, stress. Stress is common, but the way you deal is important. So it is right, this age, you feed your mind in a correct way. We have choices, right? We have choices. Which part you're choosing is very important. If that you have chosen, then you all come to me, okay? I'm very happy to help you. Then you need not see all these faces. You got my point, right?
Yeah, you need not see any of us, neither do you need to listen to our classes. You can just work out with her. We'll also be joining you guys. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for it. And now, just pivoting back to Dr. Nivedita again, I would just like to I want to understand what is the difference. See, until now we've seen certain, consequences of drinking and, how it starts and all that. But, let's say someone has already started it. Okay? It happens. So let's say someone's already started it. Then what is the difference you see between social drinking? What is social drinking? What's the difference you see between social drinking and addiction per se? How do you see it?
Sure. Let me ask, do you guys know what the average age of first drink in India is? The age at which the first alcohol drink is had? 21, that's correct. So the mean is between 20 to 23 and the average age of the first drink is 21. Now social drinking is a choice that you can make. What is social drinking? I can't give you a concrete definition of this much alcohol, these many drinks, this much percentage, but it is just somebody who regularly decides to have a drink at a social gathering where it is considered appropriate and acceptable. That is what social drinking is. That is a choice that you make. But from social drinking to problematic drinking and addiction, once you are there as an addict, that is not a choice anymore. It is not in your control and it's out of your hands. Addiction is an illness. So there's nothing you can do about it once you've gone down that road. What is the difference between social drinking and addiction? I can give you warning signs that will tell you if you're going down that path. Somebody, let's say, who cannot or does not understand, once they've started drinking, does not realize when to stop. Now it's enough, now I've had enough, now I need to stop, now I'm crossing my limits. Somebody who is going down the path of addiction does not know when to stop. Even if they realize when to stop, they can't stop because the control is not in their hands anymore. Once that alcohol is in your system, a lot of neurobiology happens. So what Padmini was explaining, the cues where she's saying once, if you are stressed, you want to take alcohol is one way to deal with it. What happens there is the human brain has something called conditioning. So the minute you give it XYZ solution, I am stressed if you say I want to drink alcohol, every time you are under stress, the human brain is conditioned to go towards that as a solution. Every time you think that this I'm going to do for fun, the human brain learns it, conditions itself, and it says every time I want to have fun, I have to go have a party, it has to involve drugs, it has to involve alcohol, it has to involve smoking. So that is how your human brain gets conditioned. So something that you start as a social thing to do, your brain is learning, the neurobiology is kicking in. Once the neuronal circuits are activated and used to it, it goes out of your hands. The control is not anymore with you, but your body has automatic responses and kicks you into wanting it more, and that's where addiction is. So people who are addicted to alcohol and to drinking, like I was saying, don't know when to stop. They deny that they have a problem. Friends, family are telling them that, once you start drinking, it is a major issue. But that problem, they become very defensive and deny it. They pick and choose a circle where they know that, okay, if I go to this party, I already know that there will be heavy drinkers there, so let me go here. They rationalize all their behaviors and have explanations for why they drank and why they did something. In a party, these would be the people who would finish off everybody else's drinks. So all these things, taking risky decisions, deciding to, let's say, drive when you are under the influence, all those things are warning signs that should point you out and say you are no more just a social drinker, but you are moving towards addiction. Once you have an addiction, letting it go is not very easy, and it's a very difficult pathway to take.
At this point, I would just like to ask the audience one question. Acha, tell me something. How many of you guys know where the wine shop outside GITAM is? No? How many of you know where cigarettes are available outside GITAM? No? No one wants to answer that question? But you know it, right? Your seniors would know it. They would tell you anyways. Yeah, so a couple of them are already shaking their heads. Yeah, I know where it is. I know where it is, right? So availability is not an issue. We're talking about making better choices with the availability. Sir, with this, CP, hi, doctor? Can I ask CP sir a question, please? Yeah, thank you so much. Right. CP sir, small question to you. Sorry to interrupt your discussion, but I just wanted to ask you something. Since it's not a lack of availability. There is so much availability, the moment you step out onto the road and all that, especially with pawn shops and so many other things, right? So at this point, what do you think is the best way to create a substance-free campus by students, for the students? Can you give some ideas on it, please, or your thoughts?
As we have already heard, the triggering factors, which one is peer pressure, number two is it's a stress buster. I think when you don't give adequate opportunities for relaxation, entertainment, then they decide, let us entertain ourselves by doing this, doing that. So one option is creating enough avenues within the campus for relaxation and entertainment. Say, ma'am is there, we can call ma'am and have dancing sessions, fitness training. Then there are so many other ways in which people can relax and feel happy, and all joint sessions. Like in ISB, I remember, we used to have so many sessions. Say a particular day we'll have Zumba dance. So for anyone can come and participate in the Zumba dance session. Another day we will have one of the most popular movies being shown. So please come, we'll all see the movie together. It may be a Hindi movie or a Telugu movie or whatever. We can seek feedback from our students. Today, after 5 p.m., we are going to do something together. What is your suggestion? What can we do together? The best way of communication is when we listen and they speak. They have so many brilliant ideas which we may not also be having. So seek ideas from them, implement them, and give them enough avenues to unwind. That is one part. The next part is stress busting. In my childhood, I read a book. I am sure none has read that book. It is called The Conquest of Happiness by Bertrand Russell. Anyone has read that book? No. Yes? Oh, I am so glad. How many of you have heard the name of Bertrand Russell? Excellent. He was one of the greatest philosophers, which I believe he was one of the greatest philosophers of the previous century. So, in that book, he has written, and I follow it, and I have immensely benefited from it. He says, you are stressed. Okay, it is all right. All of us, as ma'am was telling, her 5-year-old daughter is also getting stressed now and then. So, getting stressed is not at all a problem. We all get stressed. Rather, if you will be surprised to know that if we never get stressed, we can never perform our best to the best of our ability. Only when we get stressed, tomorrow is my exam, I must perform to the best of my ability. With the stress factor, your performance improves. But stress beyond a point will burn you out. So now in that book, coming again to that book, it says, worrying, getting anxious. If you worry about something, a problem that is plaguing your mind, or a problem that is plaguing your personal life or family life or love life or whatever, if worrying about that problem can solve that problem, please worry. But if worrying about that problem doesn't solve the problem, never worry, because you are spoiling your physical and mental health. So I tell you just one thing. Never worry about anything. If you are stressed, there are plenty of other stress busters other than smoking and drinking and doing drugs. Meditation, dancing, talking to your friends, talking to your parents, talking to your faculty, talking to your well-wishers. Over a cup of tea, you discuss with people whom you trust. They can give you suggestions and advice that will help you solve your problems. And I have already given you one personal contact number of the CP of Vizag. If you have something where the CP can help you solve, please give me a call. Few days back, I got a call at 3 p.m. in the night. And the lady says, sir, I have a problem. I says, what problem do you have, ma'am? She says, my husband no longer loves me. So I am sure none of you has this problem as of now. But if you have any problem, you know another way to avoid drinking, smoking, and doing drugs. You can always talk to me and I can guide you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was very entertaining and informative. Clearly very relatable to the audience as well. At this point, just coming back to a little bit of a legal consequence. Ms. Indira ma'am, I would like to just ask you one question. So let's say if I'm caught with substances on campus in GITAM or whichever university that it might be. So what is the liability of the student or to the institution, or how does the process work? Can you just elaborate on that?
Sure. So let's consider how many of you are staying at the hostel here in GITAM.
Hostel students, you can please raise your hands.
There are quite few of you. So you might consider hostel as your private space or your own room, but that is not the case. It comes under the university premises. So if you're caught, say, using a banned substance, or even if you're not using but you still hold that substance in your possession, you're considered, my point was that the university has a right to, search your place and, seize the substance. So you can't consider it as a personal space when it comes to public safety. Public safety, in this case, the student safety comes always before your personal space. That is one thing. The other thing is UGC, the University Grants Commission, they have strict guidelines that every institute must follow, which I'm sure GITAM does as well. And GITAM also have their own regulations. And if you, I think before this induction session or maybe later, the UGC mandates that all of you sign anti-drug declarations, attend all these awareness programs conducted by universities, and also participate in the national initiatives. So when you sign something like the declaration, you're saying that you'll be drug-free within the campus. And once you violate that, the university has a right to prosecute you. So university is considered as an independent, independent institute that can consider a disciplinary action. So it can either suspend you or expel you or even report the crime to police if the crime is serious. And then you'll also have the police proceedings separately. There's no concept of double jeopardy here. So the university proceedings will go on one side and the criminal proceedings will go on the other side. The key takeaway here is that be safe. The university has a moral obligation to keep the students safe. So if they consider that a crime is happening, they do not have a choice not to report. So they have to report and take action. So my suggestion for you is be safe, and if you feel something or if you feel unsafe, please report it. I think the university definitely has some anonymous, options for you guys so that you can call and report if you find something.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Now, just pivoting a little to fitness again. Padmi ma'am, just a small question. Tell me something. Does even a minor amount of smoking, vaping or alcohol or drug, whatever it is, affect fitness? Just a minor amount, because I've probably just done it this Saturday and then Monday, am I okay with fitness?
Yes, okay. So what happens when you take any kind of a puff, cigarette, vape or whatever? What happens? Tell me.
How many of you know what happens? It's a trick question. No one wants to answer. Okay.
Almost some chemicals are entering into your body. Okay? Yes, you're born with certain body. You're born with a good, decent, God has given you certain body. And you're entering some chemicals inside. Obviously, natural ga work avalsina, all the organs will have some disturbance. Artificially, you're sending something inside, right? True? So, if you're someone who ran a 5 kilometers, say, in 30 minutes or 35 minutes, obviously, you're sending something inside. It will suppress your performance. Any sports person, by the way, here, who are interested into sports?
Fantastic.
And who wanted to, continue the sport even till 50, 60, 70, want to play the same sport, then you people should not take at all. Okay? Obviously, you're sending something artificial inside your body. It's going to take a toll. How many of you respect your bodies? God has given you this amazing body. Everyone has to respect your body. Because of that, you're here. And because of that, you will go further as well. So start respecting your body. Treat your body. Luxury car, luxury home, luxury jewelry is not your asset. Okay? Your body is your asset. Your mind is your asset. If you have confidence there, if you have your posture, everything correct, rest all don't care at all. How many of you believe that? You all believe, right? Your mind, mental health and physical health is very important. Whether you're a sports person, whether you wanted to, I am also a sports person back in college, schooling days, but a sport is regardless, jack of all trades. I used to be everywhere. But now, as he said, I won a fitness event for the first time in India, which was launched called High Rocks. I became a sports person at the age of 35. So the path, so please, whatever that you're sending inside your body, be conscious about it. Okay? It's not something that you dump. Migilpoinda, dump. How many of you do that? Mummy achi evra annam migilpoindra tinera please. Okay? So whatever you're sending in, and your body is very amazing, guys. It will not give you immediate effect, unlike car. Petrol badal diesel poste, it will give you immediate reaction. It will not move. But your body is not like that. If you put any chemicals, it will process, it will process, it will process. Okay, 10 years, 5 years, tarvata, then it will give you reaction.
This is just a slide that we've used to explain the same thing. Yes. It's a law of unintended consequences. You think it's a very small decision that you're taking, but it's actually a very complex system that you're actually regulating. It can be in terms of legal, physical, health, mental health. It can be in every way possible. All right. Okay. Now, just slightly more moving on. I just want to give one more slide about workouts. Okay. But before this, ma'am, before we end, so this is one thing you can just explain the slide. Okay, this is ma'am. You can see how she is.
Now I'm making fun of myself here. See, this is, you all had a AI session before, right? What ChatGPT? Everyone is into ChatGPT or whatever AI. I started, like I was a sports person, I started everything doing, and 35, I'm like this. If I have chosen the path of stress, whatever it is, if I have chosen the other way around, I would have been like this.
So AI has given that option.
So it's just a, visual, photo, like what it takes. Like, do you like this girl or do you like this girl? Tell me. You want this girl? Anyone wants to marry that girl? Tell me.
Maybe they want to be adopted by the other one, not marry them. Okay.
And the confidence this girl has and the confidence that girl will have. Imagine.
Right. So you can clearly see the difference, even ChatGPT, what AI suggests as well. So just going back a little more. Now, I would like to just conclude the session with just the last quick rapid fire question. So we're going to I'm going to ask you a question. I expect a quick answer. Now, Doctor, coming back to you. What are some of the daily habits to handle stress? Maybe like 4 or 5 tips that you can just give, just 4 or 5 ideas.
The art of saying no, having hobbies, time management. These 3, I would say, are the most important things to handle stress. Master these 3, nothing else you will need.
Thank you, thank you.
5.
Thank you so much. Sir, CP sir, one question I have for you, again a rapid fire question is, being the CP, you've been very disciplined all your life. We've heard your life story, you've been very disciplined. So how do we also be disciplined like you?
Ma'am has given a lot of tips. I've been practicing those tips since my childhood. I think what is most important at this age is the art of saying no. Because most of us fall in the trap because we don't know how to say no.
Yes.
So we feel awkward. Perhaps that friend will feel bad. He will feel upset. I'll be excluded from his company or her company. I want to have this group of friends. They all drink. They all smoke. I'll be left out. That fear. So we must be able to say no, and even then be friendly with them. So that is most important for all these people. And the other thing is what ma'am said, if we suffer from stress, let us know a healthy way of busting that stress.
Absolutely.
That's all we need to do.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now, just pivoting to the legal consequences. Indira ma'am, one quick fire rapid question to you. Okay, how to stay away from legal trouble with substance abuse? And also, just one thing I would like to ask is, let's say there is a case that is with substance abuse that is booked against me. How long does it take? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years? How does the Indian legal system work? Can you just, give a short presentation on that?
First steps to stay away is awareness. Be aware of the law, be aware of what the consequences are. The second thing would be vigilant, be aware of what is happening around you. Somebody gives you a bag, tells you to please hold on for some time. Don't do that. Don't do that unless you know what's inside. If you're going to a party, something is happening, you don't know. But you're just there, that will also land you in legal trouble. So if you don't want to be there, don't be there. So the art of saying no again. And finally, the question.
How long does the legal case take in India? Let's say I'm caught with substance abuse. Okay, then how long do you think I have to fight the case?
So in the district courts, at least it is 3 to 5 years, even if you're a first-time offender.
Okay,
So that
3 to 5
takes
years.
a lot of time, and then you have to attend hearings once every few weeks or months. So wants to add something.
Yeah, sir.
Just one thing to add. We have talked about open drinking and openly consuming drugs. Even openly smoking is an offense under a new act called COTPA, where you have to pay a huge amount as fine. So even open smoking is not fine. You can smoke within the confines of your room, but you are caught publicly smoking, you end up paying a lot of amount as fine.
Right. Thank you, sir. Now. Right. Ma'am, Padmini ma'am, coming back to you. A quick fire rapid question on tips about this. How can students stay fit without a gym? And does it help, when you work out with a group of friends and friends like that, when you have a community like that of fitness?
Okay, what is fitness? Can anyone answer what is fitness? Yes? Okay. Fitness is not going to a gym and doing. Fitness starts right from here. Indaka ninchomante okkal nincholedu kada dance ki, that is only fitness. Whenever you want to, stand up quickly, you should be able to stand up. Whenever you want to run quick, if I say sprint, right away you have to sprint 100 meters. If there is, like, you wanted to go to 3rd floor, you're using an elevator instead of stairs. Okay? If you use stairs, that is fitness. You should be able to move throughout your day without any laziness, without any tiredness. That's fitness. And when it comes to gym, obviously you're 17-year-old. You can afford gym if you want to go, but you want something at like maybe hostelers. A quick home workout. You have many YouTube channels. Body weight, amazing workouts. You can do just a run around the campus. Amazing cardiovascular fitness. Anything, 1 hour, take your time, do whatever, move those bodies, please.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, panel, for the fantastic inputs. I hope students have benefited something from it, and we've learned a lot about from the students as well. Thank you so much. And Suchindra, handing it over to you. I hope I'm in time.
Any questions?
Yes, to the audience, any questions? No questions?
I mean, did you guys all understand
Don't ask me.
everything?
Don't ask me where alcohol is found, where substances are found. Except those questions, how to source them. Yeah, go on.
I'm watching you guys. Anybody not asking questions, I'll pick and choose. You have to ask questions. You didn't dance as well.
Okay. So, let's say a person was given a medically prescribed drug due to some of the other mental disorder, and they get addicted to it slowly. And it is shown in movies as well as a side character that they get addicted to it and they keep on having it until eventually to their death. So how do we prevent that, and what happens? What do we do?
It's a good question. When we say drug abuse, it's not just alcohol and club drugs and smoking and all that. It's also prescription drugs. So prescription drugs are to be taken only as prescribed by the doctor. There are some drugs that do have an addiction potential, specifically benzodiazepines, etc., which we use for insomnia and sleep disturbances, which is why there are strict guidelines for prescribing them. For benzos, we do not prescribe them for more than 4 to 6 weeks. So you follow the guidelines and go to a good doctor who knows those guidelines. so that you're not given it more than the time that it should be taken and more than the dose that it should be taken in.
Okay, we have one more question here. A couple of more questions.
As you mentioned, ma'am, the drug addicts will be taken to rehabilitation center. And what if they took counseling and they do again? And they commit to it for drugs again, after the counseling also.
So I'll take that question as a psychiatrist. That's me, Dr. Nivedita. So I was saying that management and treatment of addiction is not easy. It's not a one-time thing. Once somebody is hooked on to drugs, once your system is used to it, it takes a very long time to let go of it. So yes, there are a lot of relapses. There is a lot of back and forth going, but it needs motivation from the patient, from the support system, which usually is the family and the friends. It doesn't help to have friends who say, oh, that's okay, you know what, you won't get addicted again, just one drink, come. It doesn't help to be in that sort of an environment. So addiction management is not simply giving medicines, taking them away and putting them in a safe environment. It's also rebuilding their entire life, changing their peer circle, changing their friend circle, getting the family, teaching the family how to be supportive to prevent the relapses from happening. For relapse prevention, we give them awareness about what are the cues for that person that keeps causing triggers and again gets them to use the substance. For example, if somebody is an anxious person and then anxiety is why they end up going to it. If the drinking is happening because of the friend circle. So those are the cues that we make them aware of and help in modifying their entire lifestyle to prevent the relapses from happening. So it's a long, drawn-out process that takes a whole village to, make it successful. But relapses are pretty common. And that's why it's a hard disease to treat.
Thank you, ma'am.
I have this question to the police officer. Hello, sir. My name is Shatakshi Sharma. And my question is that we have this session to educate people to not use drug or not drink alcohol or anything, right? So, but we all know that government itself provides the license to the so what are your opinion on this?
As we have already discussed, smoking, drinking, and doing drugs is bad for your health. But for smoking, if you purchase tobacco-related products, for drinking, when you purchase liquor, it is good for the economy. So, the government looks after the economy of the country. You please look after your health.
Guys, just adding on to what you just said. Remember one thing. Tell me something. Do you know how many people die of diabetes and cholesterol? It's true. It's correct. I'm going to change the topic and put the discussion back to you. Do you want, you're going to get diabetes and sugar and cholesterol as well. Do you think you should ban sugar? Sugar is addictive. How many of you know this? All of you know this, right? Sugar is addictive, right? You're going to not stop selling. The discussion panel that we have today is not about topic changing. Neither is it about talking about what needs to be sold in the market. It's about what your choice is. How you make choices. So make better choices rather than making memes. Thank you. Next question.
So, hello everyone. My name is Vinita, and my question is for Nivedita ma'am. And there are people, like especially students, due to academic pressure or peer pressure or just like self-loathing, they usually go for like harming themselves physically, not just through drugs or alcohol or any sort of consumption of any things like, super addictive stuff. So what would you like, not remedies exactly, what would you suggest? Like, what is your input on this?
So what you're talking about is non-suicidal self-injury.
Yes.
The intention is not to kill themselves. The intention is to regulate their emotions.
Yes.
So the students or people, let's just say people who you're talking about, have a difficulty in processing difficult situations and difficult emotions, which is emotional dysregulation. Because they find it so difficult, they resort to hurting themselves, inflicting pain on themselves, because that then overrides the other discomfort that they're feeling. And it also, at some level, brings about attention where there is support that is being offered. So what we do for them is a lot of therapy. And it's a more complex thing. It's not as simple as saying this you target, that you target, because the emotional dysregularities happen through the growth and development through ages. It starts at a young age, could be because of neglect in the family, parental misguidance, or any sort of difficult situations that they faced in school, going to college. So a lot of factors could be there that eventually lead to a personality where emotional regulation is very difficult for them. What we suggest is going through therapy and counseling. And I will just take the opportunity to say, in the GITAM campus, there's a medical college called GIMSA. That's the campus that you are in right now. We have a psychiatry department with the clinical psychologist. So anybody having any issues like that, please do approach. We see all GITAM students for free. And yeah, so call,
Thank you,
ask
ma'am.
for help.
Any more questions? Yeah, we have one question here. We'll take one last question.
Okay, so Dev sir, I wanted to talk to you about, you said about banning sugar, right? So when I eat sugar, I don't feel the urge to hit my wife or my kids. So this is in defense of the girl who said that, they have to be banned. I'm pretty sure that's why she said that, the license have to be revoked for the liquor stores. Not about, how, sugar is bad, cholesterol is bad, but, at least we don't turn to physical abuse after eating that.
Okay, let me tell you something else about on this. Let's say you ban liquor. Let's say we ban liquor in India. Do you think it won't be available? Do you think the government has given the license to sell coke, heroin, marijuana?
Dev, can I take that question? Can I take that question?
Yeah, please.
So when you're saying when I drink alcohol, I resort to hitting my wife or hitting my child or hitting whoever, there will be a lot of social drinkers, addicts, problematic drinkers, drug users who will come and say, I don't do it, somebody else does it, can I drink? So aggression is not the only outcome of drug abuse. That can't be the only reason why you're asking for it to be banned. I'm not saying it should not be banned or it should be banned. But I'm just saying the thought process where you feel that because you consume a certain drug, it leads to aggression and it leads to physical violence, hence it should be banned. It's not as simplistic as that. We're saying do not resort to abuse, do not resort to any drug because it has more of an impact, not just physical violence. It has more impact on your own health system and then also relationships with others. By no means is that a discussion on whether it should be banned, whether it should be produced, whether it should not be. Not discussing economic policies at all, but we're talking about how it affects your health in terms of physical health, mental health, and that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So not everybody would resort to physical violence, and so then people can say, I don't do it, can I drink it? Okay. That's not an answer, right? So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so basically, it is a debate going on in different parts of the country whether to enforce total prohibition. That means no liquor will be available in the state. I don't know whether you remember, there was total prohibition in the state at some point of time in the history. Many of you may not have been born. Even today, there are two states, at least two states in the country where there is total prohibition. But if you have any friend staying in those states, please find out whether liquor is available there or not. I will tell about one particular police station. In one particular state, they had seized thousands of crates of liquor. Then there was one sudden inspection and they found no liquor was available in the police station. And the explanation given was that rats have drank all the liquor. That's why neither are the crates available, nor the liquor. So that is what happens if there is total prohibition. The experience has been pathetic. That's why no state government today desires to have total prohibition enforced, because the outcome is too easy to predict. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I have no more questions. Suchandra, yeah, you can take over, please.
Yes, please. Can I have Dr. Shravani Bellam, Chair of GITAM Visakhapatnam, to facilitate our panelists, please? Just for your kind information, the number that was given previously when Commissioner Sir was speaking, it was 799. If somebody wanted to note it down, it was covered when Sir was speaking. 799-509-5799. I repeat, 799-509-5799. Thank you. Can I also have Arun Karthik sir on stage to facilitate the guests, please? Thank you, everyone. Can I request Dr. Shravani to stay back on stage? And I can also have Ms. Deepa, Madhuri, Ikshwak, Shrija, Shravya on stage, please, for a group picture. Sudha ma'am, can you please join us on stage as well, please? For a group picture, sir.
Yeah, before that, let's
yes, please.
also felicitate
Dev,
Dev Aryan for
I
being a
forgot about
wonderful
you, Dev,
moderator
sorry.
and taking us through the entire session.
Sorry, Dev, I forgot about you. Thank you. Please join us for a group picture. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I think you guys are happy that this is your last session. I would request everybody to sit down just for a minute when we deliver the vote of thanks. Our sincere thanks to Mr. Arun Karthik, the Associate Dean, for helping us organize this session today. Sudha ma'am for all the coordination that she has done for the last couple of days. Sincere thanks to Shravani Bellam, Dr. Shravani Bellam, YI Chair, and Deepa Kodali, the YI Co-Chair, along with the other verticals of YI, Shrija, Ramya, for her organizing this session. Special thanks to Dev for being the moderator of the session, and all the amazing panelists, CP Sir, Padmini, Indira, Nivedita. Thank you for joining us today and giving us this amazing information. Thank you, everyone.